Hey guys, it's Bailey and welcome back to the channel. This is going to be an unboxing and review of everything inside this month's Sephora Play by Sephora box, which by the way is the first ever Play by Sephora box to launch a few months ago. Sephora announced that they were going to start a subscription service, and when I first read whatever article it was that announced it, it didn't mention Austin or Texas as a test market. It was something like Ohio, maybe New York, I can't remember. But bottom line is I didn't think I could try this for a long time until an email landed in my inbox that said you're eligible to sign up. So of course I did. For $10 a month, which is comparable to Ipsy or Birchbox, you can get this box, but it's guaranteed, I guess the assumption is that it's guaranteed to be products that are sold at Sephora. So took that opportunity, and like I do with every subscription unboxing, I like to be able to tell you my thoughts on them, how it works for me. So I've been testing these products for about a week, which is why I'm a little late to getting around to sharing this with you. It's because I wanted to put these guys to the test. So let's dive in and I can share my thoughts and what comes inside the first ever Play by Sephora box. So you open the box, I'm hoping it doesn't spill everywhere, but you'll see inside that a booklet is included here. It's Uncover the Essentials, and basically it walks you through all of the products that are included in this month's box. It's really nice because it contains tips on how to use, really more instructions on how to use, helpful hints that I'll talk about as I'm talking about each product, because they really are helpful and kind of interesting tidbits that you might not get if you're purchasing online, or if you quickly run into Sephora and pick up a product that you heard about. They're just interesting little tidbits that you don't necessarily get whenever you buy. And then you open it up, classic black and white striped Sephora paper into the box here inside. So the first product that I want to talk about, let's do probably the one I'm most excited about, which is a Glam Glow product. I have never tried a Glam Glow product ever, and this is their Super Cleanse Daily Clearing Cleanser. It's a mud to foam cleanser. So if you couldn't tell by my excitement to share it, I've been loving this product. Like I said, I haven't tried the masks, so it's hard for me to compare, scent, texture, or performance to those, but at the same time it's a cleanser, so it's not necessarily supposed to act as a mask. I can tell you that it has this amazing like herbal or aromatic scent to it. I personally think it's really refreshing, and the premise is that you're supposed to apply this to your face dry and then go wet your hands and continue to massage so it foams up and then cleanses off. It feels pretty intensely cleansing, but doesn't leave my skin feeling stripped. And then the little hot tip that they give you in the booklet on the page where they talk about this product, they recommend using it as a spot treatment mask. So take a tiny dab, which I'll probably do on this guy on my chin, take a tiny dab, put it on a spot, leave it on for 15 minutes so it kind of dries down as a mask, and then rinse it off. Now on the back here, it recommends not using it as an entire face mask, so I'm not sure if that is just hot tip to use it on a blemish, but just so you know, in case you're thinking that this might double as both an all-over mask and a cleanser, says not to try it that way. But it is good to know about the spot treatment, and I have to say, if I continue to use this entire product up and it works just as well as it has been for the past week, I will more than likely end up getting it, because it's such it kind of makes washing your face fun. It's very pleasant smelling, and it really does feel like my face is super cleansed. Let's continue on with the skincare. There's one other skincare product in this month's box, and it's from Ole Henriksen. I've never talked about this brand before. In fact, I don't think I've ever said this brand before, so hopefully I'm saying it right. Ole Henriksen, it is their Sheer Transformation Moisturizer for all skin types, and essentially it is a moisturizer. It's a solid-sized travel size. What I love is that there aren't any packets in here. There are no like one-use squeeze packets, which is amazing for skincare, because I find, and I think everyone pretty much finds, that with skincare you need extended use to understand how it's going to work with your skin, especially through hormonal cycles or stressful cycles and things that your skin reacts to. You need to know how your skin's going to handle a product during those times. So solid sized sample, and this guy's claim to fame, or among many claims to fame, is that it contains vitamin C. So you apply it to your neck day and night, and that vitamin C is going to help promote collagen. I have combination skin, as I mentioned here before on the channel, and I have to say this doesn't feel too heavy. I find that oily skin moisturizers or acne skin moisturizers, because I am acne prone, so I sometimes use those, they tend to be a little too thin. They don't adequately moisturize my face, and so what happens is my skin will overcompensate and I'll end up having a face that is just as shiny, if not more. So this kind of walks that line between being super hydrating, moisturizing, and not quite tipping that balance so that my skin is feeling too dry and like it will need to overcompensate. It also doesn't have a scent for those of you who are sensitive to that. I have to say I've really been enjoying it. I don't know that I will repurchase it. I'm not as crazy about it as I am the mask. It has been an okay moisturizer for me, but there are others that I've tried that do the job just as well. So we'll see how getting through this jar goes. It has been actually kind of slow going. This is, like I said, a really good size sample because I have been using this for a week now. So I do think a little goes a long way, but jury's still out on whether or not I will repurchase this at the end of my time using it, which kind of reminds me, at the end of this book, you're given a play card, which basically means that you'll score bonus points, present this with your next purchase, and you'll earn 50 extra bonus points on that purchase. So that is kind of nice. You're purchasing this box to try things. If you're like me, more often than not, you will end up buying at least one thing, maybe every other box. And so it's nice to incentivize that purchase with some extra playtime bonus points. Next, let's get into the color cosmetics. Here is a product that I've actually already tried. You've seen me using this, especially in more recent videos. It is the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Eye Crayon in the shade blacker actually, but I haven't opened it because I already have one. I got this in a holiday set, obviously last holiday season, along with a couple of other eyeliners from Marc Jacobs. They're amazing, super creamy. Supposedly it's a gel formula. I don't care what it is, frankly, because for an automatic eyeliner, personally, those tend to be dry whenever I try them, and this is so creamy, very blendable, very smudgeable, which you've seen me do in some of my tutorials, and it lasts all day. Very easily smudged, but once it dries down, it does not budge throughout the day, and it's even very long lasting on my waterline, which for me is a little tricky because I tend to have watery, kind of irritable eyes, and this it stays a very long time, and the pigment, it's just so inky black. So I already love this. I'll probably give my sample size to my mom or my sister, somebody who's looking to maybe get a little extra luxury in their life, because it's an amazing pencil. Highly recommend it to everyone. And I am more inclined to try some of the shades. On the back here it talks about 9 new shades and 6 original shades, so can't say I won't be able to stay away from those, but for now this will be going to a friend, and I highly recommend the Highliner Gel Crayon. The next makeup product is actually from the Sephora brand. It is a Rouge Infusion, and I'm really happy they included this because I mentioned this in a previous video where I was talking about Ulta, but you rarely think to go to the store brand section. Whenever I walk into Ulta or Sephora, I'm always heading for a different brand that I know is retailed there, and they're just such underrated brands. I know the Sephora brand has a ton of gems hidden in it, and so I was excited to see if this is one of them, and once again, it is a really nice size product. This is in the shade Peony, and basically this is supposed to be a hydrating lip stain. Unlike a lot of the liquid lipsticks that have been launching recently, this doesn't dry down matte. It is pretty opaque. It obviously gives your lips a nice burst of color, but it's not completely matte. It is relatively transfer proof. I mean, you don't see any color transfer to my finger, but as you rub your lips together, there's definitely some kind of sheen and texture there, and that finish is what transfers. So you don't lose color, but you do lose a little bit of the finish. And this guy is a trooper. I have to say that in my time wearing it, it has lasted 5 hours plus, and that is through heavy duty eating and drinking, like breakfast, lunch, coffee and water, all in between there. It is amazing, and it's really hydrating because it's not oil based, but it does have oil in it, so it kind of nourishes and hydrates your lips, which is kind of a problem for some of those matte finish lipsticks that have been coming out, is they leave your lips a little deprived, kind of feeling dry and tight, and that is just not the case with this. And what's interesting is their hot tip with this that they give in the little booklet here is that they recommend you also use it as a cheek stain if you're in a pinch, so you get kind of a flushed, glowy finish to it. I would say go very light on it, maybe put it on the back of your hand and then really diffuse it before you put it on, because it is pretty pigmented. I mean, this is definitely kind of your lips but better, but also pretty much darker than my lips. So would take it a little easy if you were to use it as a lip stain or a cheek stain, but I definitely think it would have some amazing lasting power if you did. So I really enjoyed that and might be picking up some more shades because it is really that good, especially as we head into winter and I still want a long lasting lip product but don't necessarily want to sacrifice any excess moisture, and as we go into winter it's going to be dry anyway, so these might be in my future. Next product once again is one that I know I love because I've tried it before. I actually got it as a point perk in a previous Sephora purchase, and it's the Elizabeth and James Nirvana for Her. It's the one that comes in the white bottle. It is a perfume with notes of musk, peony, and something I can't pronounce. Yeah, really can't pronounce that. But I love it. I tend to like musky fragrances in general. I think this is going to be a great one to transition into winter. And now I have a purse size because the one I had was a purse size, but it's a slightly bigger rollerball because it was a 100-point perk. And so it's kind of nice to keep these stashed everywhere because it's musky, but it's still very refreshing. Maybe it's that floral peony that keeps it just a little bit, keeping it feeling a little bit lighter and not so heavy, but oh my gosh, it smells so good. If you like muskier scents, highly recommend you look into this one. And the last product is from Bumble & Bumble. It is the BB Hairdresser's Invisible Oil, which is a heat/UV protective primer. I've been using this on my hair over the course of the past few days, and I'm really happy to say that despite having kind of this creamy look and texture, it doesn't weigh your hair down a lot. And I know I did just give mine the chop, so that really lightened up the texture a lot. It would have been better to test that on kind of longer hair, but I still have pretty fine hair, and so I do worry about things that are going to weigh it down, kind of make it fall flat and make it develop excess shine and grease throughout the day. And this does not do that. It does a good job at conditioning, especially the ends. I definitely don't put it at my roots, but I put it at my ends. It does a really nice job at conditioning those, and it doesn't weigh it down. It doesn't keep me from extending my hair to like second day hair if I want to give it a refresher instead of washing and drying and doing that whole thing again. It also smells great, and it doesn't keep my hair from holding curl, which is another kind of problem I have, and sometimes products, if they are too heavy, will keep my hair from holding shape or style, and that doesn't do that either. The one thing is though, I don't notice that it doesn't change my hair in any significant way. It's kind of good, it doesn't disrupt my hair routine, but unless, it's so hard to see because I haven't colored my hair recently, whether or not it actually lives up to the fact that it is a heat or UV protector to keep your hair from fading and keep the sun from damaging your hair. It is hard for me to be the judge of that. So while I can say you can add it to your hair, I've been able to add it to my hair routine and haven't noticed it affecting the way I can style and work with my hair. I also can't say that it necessarily protects it from heat or UV. So jury's still out on that one, but I can tell you that it's really refreshing, and I would recommend it to anyone who's wanting to try a heat or UV protector that doesn't affect the way their hair functions or can be styled. So that's it, guys. That is everything I got in my Play by Sephora box. Have to say, really impressed for the first box. I know it's not yet available to everyone, but that's why I wanted to go through this so you could see what you got inside, if they were products worth mentioning, which they are, and they're good sizes. There were no sample packets to be had here, and I absolutely love that. It's a nice way to get to truly sample everything that comes inside, and it's just 10 bucks, just like Ipsy, just like Birchbox. So I really appreciate that, and you get that little incentivized like points perk at the end where you can cash in. You can, on your next purchase, give them your card, earn that 50 extra points so you can buy the full size or a different shade of whatever you might have gotten in this month's box or your next Sephora purchase period. Doesn't have to be any of that stuff. So really hope you guys enjoyed getting a peek inside the box, enjoyed hearing my thoughts on everything inside, and thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.